Yo, yo, get up, nah I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Welcome back to Bears on Tracks, brought to you by the Chicago Sports Podcast, The Bears. Today, we're diving deep into a burning question. Could Marshall's Mike Green, a true pass rushing dynamo, former a receiver converted into an edge rusher, be the secret weapon to fill the void left by a legend like Khalil Mack for the Chicago Bears? And joining me is a rising star in his own right, a guy that's transformed himself into multiple positions just like Mike Green. He was a receiver, then he turned into an edge rusher. And Keegan Kuehl from Wheeler High School brings the cool to Wheeler, Indiana. Let's get into the numbers of the narrative with him. But first, thank you for joining us on Chicago Sports Podcast. Thank you guys so much for showing up and showing out once again. This is a show created from a fan to fans. You're not going to get this on the four-letter networks of ESPN, CHSN, the three-letter networks of ABC, NBC, CBS. You're going to get this right here, local, with a local hero in Keegan Kuehl, who brings the cool to school. So, how you doing, Keegan?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good, bro. Good, man. So I'm so excited. I cannot believe I'm speaking to somebody who just left a school that actually my buddy went to and graduated from, and his twin brother did also. They played linebacker there in Iowa. So we'll get into that here in a little bit and unpack that. But first, let's get into what the Bears are sitting on, buddy. So right now, the Bears are sitting on the 10th pick in the 2025 NFL draft. Free agency chatter, it's heating up, man. It's all over. I'm sure you've heard about it. On the defensive side, you've got a possible Mike Green, and his numbers are impossible to ignore. Coming out of Marshall, Green posted an elite PFF pass rush grade of nearly 92% with a win rate of 22% last season, along with an impressive sack total that's been turning heads among NFL scouts. When you compare these numbers and metrics to Khalil Mack's collegiate dominance, Mack finished his career with 75 tackles for loss and almost 29 sacks. And you start to see why the conversation is buzzing. You know, Green's explosive first step, his physicality, and his consistent production have led many to wonder, is he the next Mack in the making? So here's the deal. I want to talk about Keegan. And Keegan, listen, buddy, you have had an amazing career. I know the stats don't matter to you, but Tracks likes to unpack it. So shifting gears right now, very pleased to welcome Keegan, multi-talented phenom from Wheeler High School in Indiana. You've already showed your versatility as a quarterback, wide receiver, and cornerback. And according to Max Preps, you sit at 6 foot, 160 pounds. Is that about right, buddy?
As of last season, yes. I packed on 15 pounds since in the offseason, though.
Okay, so 175, you're inching way up. Okay. In your versatility, in your varsity career, you've thrown for over 230 passing yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. You've averaged around 10 yards per carry with notable plays as both a runner and receiver. Here's your key stats from Max Pretz. 8 completions, 15 attempts, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, rushing 11 carries for 70 yards, man. I mean, you look at all these stats and you're like, Keegan, you dominated the field at Wheeler, playing multiple positions and even excelling in baseball. I mean, that's a lot to pack on. Not only that, but, killing it in the classroom, man. So tell us, how do you balance playing quarterback, receiver, cornerback, quarterback also? And what's your training and multi-sport background, bringing you to your game that might set you apart and help you move to the next level? What is all of this that you do in order to keep such a high level, Keegan?
Just living in the weight room, eating right,
Okay.
doing more than just practice, with the team. I'll, just little stuff, going for runs, staying after on practice days. At quarterback, the career stats was only from one game. I only played one game at quarterback my freshman year.
Yeah, and they're pretty impressive stats too, considering it was your one game, your only game getting thrown in there, man. That was pretty good, buddy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a very fun time. But I figured I'd make the switch to a corner my sophomore season. I fell in love with it ever since. Balancing sports, I've had to stop playing basketball to lift more, do off-season workouts, with the football team. Baseball, it's fun. Working out with the guys, the energy in the dugout, everything like that. But I'd have to say football is, my main sport, my favorite sport to play. I love it.
You think playing the other sports helps you out with football? I mean, do you see other things? And do you think that when you switched over to quarterback for that one game, being able to play those other positions on the other side of the lens, did that help you to understand what to look at so you didn't like force balls that might put the ball into someone else's hands that might be you on the other side? You know what I mean? You're looking at the other side kind of like, from a mirror perspective. Did that help you out, do you feel?
Yeah. Playing corner, know what to look for.
Yeah.
Looking at the quarterback, I know releases on the line for receivers. And playing when I jumped in at quarterback, that's just what I kind of tried to look like I knew what the corner was trying to do. So I'd, try and throw them off and try not to force the ball.
I mean, what goes through a coach's mind? I mean, he had to see you like throw the ball. Is it the possibility that you played baseball also? Like, what position in baseball are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am a left fielder and I pitch.
And you pitch. So there you go. That's it right there. Yeah. Pitching. Like, hey, listen, Jim Miller, my co-host, he's on Sirius XM radio, former Chicago Bear. He not only was drafted in the NFL, but he was also drafted in Major League Baseball. And his dad at an early age, I don't know if you guys have been doing this, around the Wheeler parts, but his dad hung a tire and had him throw balls through there. That's where he started out at. So, I mean, it was a transitional skill, and it helped him, go from pitching and playing, baseball. I mean, this dude was throwing 90 something miles an hour. And it was just really cool to hear his story. It's cool to hear your story and how some of those transitional skills help you out. I was just interviewing Doug earlier this morning, Doug Plank, 46, the human missile from, the whole reason name of the 46 defense, was from Mr. Doug Plank himself. And he had to transition in Ohio State from one safety position to the other, from free safety to strong safety and vice versa. And all these kind of things made him relevant. And he did that because he knew that he would get more reps that would help him out. And obviously you saw that. Very smart move on your part, because now you're like a Swiss Army knife. Hey, I could play baseball. Listen, I could play multiple positions. You want me to play offense? You want me to play defense? I'm sure you could play special teams. You could play receiver. But just put me anywhere. Put me in, coach. I want to help the team win. That's what I hear from you, and that's great, man. That's old school. Obviously, you were raised right. It's so cool. What was the feeling like when you visited your first college? Tell us all about it. Tell us where you went, what college you went to, the drive, everything, every detail we want to hear, bro.
It was surreal. It was just amazing. The drive there wasn't so amazing.
Where was the drive? Tell everybody where the drive was.
We had to go to Dubuque, Iowa. Wheeler. Truck issues on the way.
Oh, that's how you know you really want it, buddy. When you gotta get so close to where you might thumb it a lift or, however you're going to get there, pack mule, horse, whatever it takes. Right, buddy?
Yeah, that's right. The college itself was just beautiful. Great view of the river.
Tell everybody what college brought you up.
Loras College.
Loras College
of Dubuque, Iowa.
Yes.
It's a Catholic school, so that works for me.
Yeah.
The Duhawks, Dubuque Duhawks.
Yes.
Meeting the players and the coaching staff, and, asking them questions about what makes their team, their facilities, their college so great, and them just being completely honest with me and treating me like family almost. We told the head coach that we were having, truck issues, and he offered us to give us a ride back to our hotel. And that just made me feel at home, I could say.
Yeah, I mean that's really cool. That story. Now, walk us through what was it like when you first laid eyes on it? Did it kind of feel like when you first, I don't know if you remember the first time you laid your eyes on Disney or something like that. I mean, was it surreal? Did you kind of feel like you had to get your toes in the water in order to oh, this is really happening? Or were you just kind of excited right out of the gate?
When we got we got to the parking lot and stepped, and we just walked to the front gate, and there's this arch made out of stone, and I was like, it's happening. It's amazing. Seeing the Rock Bowl, the stadium, seeing the facilities they had, but it just took my breath away when I stepped out of the car and saw the arch.
Yeah. Yeah, something special, something that is a landmark that resonates with everybody. And just tell people when I'm traveling, hey, I didn't leave you. I'm always taking you with me. You're always taking Wheeler with you. All of the people, your family, your friends, your loved ones, your neighbors, your support group, everybody that's been with you all the way from when try not to embarrass you, but this is how it is. All the way from when you were in diapers, man, to where you're cutting teeth, all the way till now, that support group you take with you everywhere. It might not be with you physically, but it's always here, and it's always here, man. And every time you walk on that field, you just got to kiss the grass and say, listen, Lord, this is my first time. It might be my last time. And it happens that fast. And you just got to treasure it. You got to captivate the moment. You got to own it because it only lasts so long. And just enjoy these golden years, man. This is awesome. This is special. I love hearing these stories. And that's why we do what we do, man. Back when your dad and I grew up, there was a newspaper and we'd hear about our local legends. And this is why, for me, the rising stars of the region like you matter to me, because I want to make sure that people hear about you. We get caught up in everything that's going on, not just like the national media, Chicago sports and all this and that, but our local legends matter and you matter. And it's so cool to hear what you got going on right now, man. And it's never too late. I mean, dude, listen, look at that guy from Florida. He was I think just his freshman year, he was averaging 7 points a game, right? This kid, is this Florida? Yeah, this kid was averaging 7 points a game. Then in the Final Four, dude, he busted out 30, I think. It's just crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. What can happen if you get to your spot? There's two things you can control in life, Keegan: attitude and attendance, bro. If you get to your spot, you already beat 90% of your opposition. Okay. And that's healthy too, because you got teammates, but you're always it's a healthy competition with your teammates and just your opponents and stuff. So always remember that, buddy. And I think you got a really, I've talked to Max Mortimer, and I'm excited for you, man. You've got a bright future. I've been following you for a little while. And then when I saw that on social media that you went out and got your first visit, I'm like, yes, this is great, dude. This is so cool, because you know what? You're going to put Wheeler on the map, kid, because Wheeler was a force. Wheeler was a force this year, man. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but you guys had a great football program. You guys really did, man. And the things that you guys were doing this year was unbelievable. So I'm really happy for you. Anything else that you'd like to add before we switch over to more Mike Green and Chicago Bears?
We were the first, my age group was the first youth Wheeler Bearcat football team. I have fifth grade age, something like that. And it's been popular ever since. Tons of kids play it. Like, wow. Everybody's in that league now. High school field, we just got turf 2 years ago, so my sophomore season. So that's been nice being able to play on that. Yeah. And we are back-to-back conference champions, taking down the undefeated Griffith Panthers.
There you go.
Conference champs. So that's the first time we've done that in like 10 years or something like that.
Heck yeah, buddy. Heck yeah.
We're only getting better. It's going to be a three-peat. Yeah,
there you go. Hey, man, confidence is king, bro. Confidence is king. So let's play those highlight reels, man, because I'm excited. And let's break it down. You'll be able to talk about this as it. So let's do the River Forest one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. Here we go. Oh, nice. I like that. That was an awesome stop, man. That was an awesome stop. Good job.
Yeah, 4th and 1. And just had to make a play.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? And you knew exactly where that ball was going to be at, and you got in between that, and that was great, man. So that River Forest one, man, that just shows the skill set that you had, the athleticism to get in there and knock that ball down and do something that's, a big play at the moment when the moment's needed. Are you going to crack like an egg, or are you going to rise above? And, you got to have ice in your veins. Do you think that you're playing as a pitcher, being out on an island? I mean, that's the toughest sport. My daughter, you probably know Faith or heard of Faith with Max. She pitched travel ball. And I tell you what, I said, baby girl, you got to throw 100 balls a day. I mean, you could pick any other position, any other sport. That's got to be the toughest position of all sports. You're out there by yourself. Everybody is counting on you, and you're counting on everybody else. You know what I mean? It's just crazy the amount of pressure that you put on yourself, and everything else after that has to be so much easier for you, Keegan. Do you agree?
I do. Being a pitcher, the team's relying on you. But at the end of the day, you just got to visualize it's you versus the batter. And that translates to football, being a corner going against wide receiver.
Yeah.
If you get burned, that's 6 points.
Yeah.
And it's nobody's fault but yours. But you got to realize that if you just play your game, do your job, nobody else's job, just do your job, everybody's going to have your back.
Well, and honestly, you kind of look at it, and I like what you just said there. I'll piggyback off of what you just said, but picture this. You've got safeties behind you. But if you pretend like you don't have safeties, like you pretend like you don't have a third baseman, like you pretend like you don't have a shortstop, a second baseman, or a first baseman, it's just you versus batter. Or how about this? It's you versus you. Don't even worry about the batter. Just throw your stuff at him. It's you versus you every time. And honestly, that's the right mindset. And I feel like you have that. And then when you go over and you play defensive back, now all of a sudden you feel like it's you versus you. You make sure that you're between the ball, okay, and the quarterback and the receiver. You do your job. You don't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to worry about the safety behind you, whether or not they're going to help you out or not. You take care of that, just like you did on that play where you knocked the ball down when it mattered the most. I like that. That's
it's a mental game.
Yeah.
It's, baseball's 90% mental. If you don't have a positive attitude, you're not going to succeed. And I believe it's similar with football. If you just need to go out and smile, have fun, trust your stuff, just trust yourself, and you're gonna do great things.
Yep. Just like you are on this podcast, buddy. All right. So thank you so much for giving us that update on your career path and what's going on. We're very excited for you, man. We'll just give you a quick virtual round of applause really quick here. There you go, buddy. Thank you for representing the region. And now we'll switch gears over to this guy who we're looking at for Chicago Bears. And if you don't mind, help me finish out this show. So, when we look at Mike Green's numbers, he's a dominant edge defender with explosive athletic traits, comparable to the legacy of Khalil Mack. It's clear why the Bears fans are so excited about this potential free agent window. You look at Green's metrics in the draft, such as his pass rush grade in the high 90s, his win rate that rivals some of the best in the game, and you echo the same disruptive force that Mack once brought to the field. Now imagine pairing that kind of production with raw, versatile talent. Somebody like a Keegan Kuehl, a player who's not afraid to play multiple roles, who embodies the relentless spirit we've come to expect from Bears legends. Somebody that's willing to go the extra mile to play multiple positions, put me in coach. It doesn't matter. I feel like this Mike Green is that. I mean, he used to be a receiver, and now he's transitioned himself to over an edge, just like we talked to Keenan a little bit ago about Bud. We talked to you about how you, transformed into that and did whatever it takes. I mean, this is a guy who I think would be very, very good. Like you said, you've already packed on some pounds. Everybody's worried about, Mike Green. Oh, he's 250 pounds. You yourself said, just like that, didn't take long. Didn't take much, did it? Little, like you said, heavy in the weight room. You're probably eating plenty of meat and potatoes, feeding you good, all that good stuff. So this isn't just about one player replacing another. It's about building a culture of disruptive, versatile, game-changing talent. I feel like this guy has that motor. I'll his video and see why Keegan and I are so excited about this guy. And let me know in the comments below, if you guys would like Mike Green on your team, if you think Ryan Poles should draft him. Enjoy this 2-minute, 53-second video presented to you by Tracks. Grab your popcorn. Man, look at him get after him. Nonstop, Keegan.
Relentless.
Yes. I mean, he doesn't give up. He can give up at any point, any time, but he's making sure he's got full extension. He makes sure he goes down and he gets that QB. And he's doing it in such a way in the NFL that's going to translate, because you got to worry about how you hit the QBs now. The way Mike Green does it, I mean, this guy's ridiculous. I mean, could you imagine having a disruptor, an edge rusher like that on your team? How easy it for you as a defense?
Just taking the pressure, off the DB's back, having the front guys like that. It's an insane difference.
You have a guy like that on your team?
We have a few.
Oh, nice. Look at that. He didn't even know what to do. But he still got to pull back the arrow. Oh, I love the showmanship. Gets right up in a hurry, too. It's not like, man, Bears fans, the stakes are high and the potential is immense. With Ryan Poles as GM exploring every angle, the question remains, can Mike Green be the next secret weapon, the next Khalil Mack, who elevates the Bears defense to new heights? And can emerging stars like Keegan Kuehl, with their unique blend of versatility and grit, in the next era of the Bears excellence? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine hearing your name? Oh my goodness. You never know, but you just never know. So that's our deep dive for today. I want to thank Keegan for sharing his journey and insights. I'm excited to see how both he and a player like Mike Green can elevate to the next level as Keegan moves on to college. Green moves on to potentially a charter franchise like our Chicago Bears, how they could shape the future of their college in the NFL. If you love this breakdown, hit that subscribe button, okay? And ring the notification bell so you won't miss any of our next episodes packed with more insiders, analysis, and the latest on Bears news. So you can hear some rising stars of the region. So you can hear Bears legends like Doug Plank, Jimmy Mack, Mike Singletary, all these guys we've had on the show, all the guys from the past, the present, and the future, and guys like Keegan. Make sure you guys check it all out. We're on our rise to 3,000 subscribers. Once we hit that 3,000 subscribers, you'll be able to pick out a jersey of your choice, an Urlacher, if you will. Any one of jerseys that you want, let me know. I'll send it to you first class, shipped to your door. All you got to be the hardest grinder, the one that shares the videos, subscribes, shows up to all of our shows. And believe me, there's a couple out there that are in the runnings. Okay, cool runnings. So guys, thank you guys so much. I love this platform. I love our community. Until next time, keep your eyes on the prize and stay passionate, Bears fans. Chi-Town up, Bear down.